What's going on, guys? And welcome back to another video. If you're new to our channel, I'm Arius.
And I'm Melanie. And today we are going to be talking about
8 questions to ask before moving in together.
Oh, we did it. We're done. All right, babe. That's it. We're out of here.
Lock the bottom lock only.
Who's your brother?
I think we did a good job.
I think we did a good job. We're moving in tonight. We just got the key today. We're moving in tonight.
Moving in with your significant other is a really big deal. Both sides do have a certain amount of expectations to bring to the table.
Moving in together adds a different level of stress to your relationship that might not have been there before. So I'd say use a little bit more than just your heart to make a decision in this situation.
Question 1. Do I see myself with this person long term?
That's a very important question. That's probably the most important question, honestly.
I can agree to that.
Do you see yourself with this person long term? Because if you don't, and you're moving in together, I mean, does that really make sense? I mean, what do you got to say about that?
I can probably agree that it's probably one of the most important questions to ask, because if you don't see yourself with this person long term, it's going to be harder to share responsibilities. It's going to be harder to be more comfortable in your own house. So I feel like you shouldn't take any type of leaps to move in if you don't see yourself with this person, at least for more than 2 years.
If you haven't already spoken about like getting married or doing anything like that, and maybe you don't believe in marriage, but if you haven't spoke about getting like a house or
Having no intentions to further the relationship.
yeah, like if you haven't spoken about anything about in that matter, and it's really hasn't been instilled in your brain that it's long term, I would say just hold off for a little while, or at least have that conversation with your significant other, if that makes sense.
Are we on the same page when it comes to money?
Oh, that's important too.
So, do they have a savings account? Do they like to blow all their money? Do they have anything saved up for a specific reason? Do they want a car or a house?
Yeah, because I can tell you it's gonna be frustrating when you move into the apartment or the house or the loft or wherever you're moving into, right? And you're realizing that the bills need to be paid and you're the only responsible one.
And it's gonna suck at that point.
It's really gonna it's gonna make things hard. All right, it's gonna make things difficult. It's gonna make you feel like you're almost alone and you have nobody to ask. So just make sure you're moving in with somebody who actually takes care of their their bills, their this, that, and the third, and make sure they have a good credit.
Have some kind of idea of what finances are.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. Question 3 is, how will we share responsibilities?
So how will we share responsibilities?
It's like money, almost like saving up. It's kind of like a responsibility. But same thing when it comes to like doing the dishes or cooking, cleaning, stuff like that. That's what I would think.
I'm gonna say, as far as like sharing responsibilities, a lot of those responsibilities are hand in hand, I would feel. But there's certain things that I don't worry about that she worries about more than I do. Like for instance, like cooking and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I can cook certain things, but you're not gonna see me in the kitchen chefing it up. But what I will be doing is while she's cooking or something like that, I'll be editing our videos. I'll be working on whatever I have to work on in the behind the scenes of what we got going on here.
Behind all of our videos.
Right. So, but as far as like money wise, it's something that you figure out. I feel like who's getting the toilet paper.
Who's gonna buy the toothpaste?
Who's buying toothpaste or what's going on? But if you're gonna be moving in with somebody, you can't really be stingy. You have to give in order to receive, and that's just a life lesson. You have to give more to life, and then life will start giving back to you. So just make sure you're giving more than not, and not expecting too much back, because then you're gonna start arguments and stuff like that. It's not gonna be good. What would you say about that?
I can agree to what you said. For tasks and stuff like that, just sit down, have a conversation with them, be like, all right, I don't like doing dishes, then you'll do it every other day, or like have like a certain schedule planned out, just so it's easier, just so you don't assume the other person's supposed to be doing something and they're not. Do they do things that annoy you? It's impossible to not
I don't even know
annoy
why.
someone.
I don't even know why that question is there. Yes, they do things that annoy you. I mean,
think about it. It's two different lifestyles. People grew up differently. They have different mindsets, different way that they do things.
I'm gonna say this, like when you move in together with whomever you might be moving in with, regardless of who it is, your significant other, your brother, your sister, your whatever, right? You're gonna be arguing. If you guys have not lived together before, you're going to be arguing a lot for like the first couple of weeks, the first month or something like that. You're gonna be arguing a lot because you like your toothpaste on the left side of the sink and they like their toothpaste on the right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be arguing about stupid things, and it's gonna be
It's like when it comes to
a roller coaster. You're gonna be annoyed.
Yeah, it's two different expectations.
Yeah, but just deal with it. Just deal with it, figure it out, understand how they like to live, how you like to live, and then have the conversation about it. Even if it has to be every night.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Will we both be putting our names on the lease? I would say yes.
I'll say yeah.
I would rather say
Hey,
I'd rather have both names on the lease.
I say be careful with that, only because moving in here, I moved in with Mel, but I also moved in with two other individuals. And I put my name on the lease, and one of those guys were the co-signer for the lease. And now we have issues, so it's like you got to be careful with who you're signing leases with, because those things are like almost you're gonna have to go through a lot of work to break them. And if that person doesn't want to get off of the lease, or they don't want to do anything, they don't want to move, you're literally going to have
it's gonna suck for the entire
hard time.
lease.
Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, so you want to make sure the person that you're with
Make sure you trust them.
is reliable.
Make sure you trust them, because if
Just
you don't
make sure
trust them,
reliable.
then if there's any doubt, like any doubt at all,
Hold off.
to hold off
Hold off.
until you actually trust them 100% with your life. Seriously.
Are we good about handling conflict? So basically, if you guys argue, how good at you guys are resolving all of your issues? That's basically what it comes down to. Do you guys ignore each other? Do you guys sit down and actually handle the problem? Or do you guys pretend the problem doesn't exist and then just have crappy attitudes about it the rest of the day?
Communication is probably the biggest part in that. Make sure you're communicating with that person, because if you're not, a lot of assumptions are going to be created through lack of communication, and then there's going to be more communication but negative communication, if that makes any sense. So just communicate properly and knock all the issues out at the point when they arrive, or you know,
or even before they arrive, as soon as you start seeing an issue.
Yeah, it's just.
You always have to remember, it's not you versus the other person, it's you two versus the problem. Do we travel well together? So basically, let's say you guys went on a week vacation and you guys could not stop arguing for that entire week because he kept moving your socks and you didn't like the way he moved them, or he kept moving your stuff, or she kept touching the toothpaste and leaving the cap unscrewed. Like, it's just, if you guys can't tolerate each other on vacation, I would say hold off when moving in together, because that's basically what it's like.
Legitimately, like, that's crazy. Yeah, if you can't go on a vacation and survive together, then
You can't sit in a small plane next to each other without wanting to, like, I would say wait. Last question, question number 8. Do you like each other's friends?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because, I mean, if those friends are going to be, like, lifetime friends.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like, if you really can't handle his friends.
Talk about that. Like, seriously, talk about that. Have a conversation about that, because if you really... If I can't handle her friends, I'll let her know straight up. Like, yo, your friend is, like...
She wildin'.
She does too much. She's wildin'. She's out doing whatever. She wants you to go to clubs. She wants you to go to doing this. Like, I really don't like that person.
Yeah.
So, like, I just don't like that person. She'll let me know, too.
Just be honest.
Legit.
Just sit down and have a conversation. If I'm not comfortable with his friend's lifestyle, let's say he does some craziness, and I'm like, I'm not trying to have that because I don't want you in the way of all that nonsense, I'm gonna let him know.
Yeah, don't just be a bystander for that type of stuff too. Like, if their friend comes around and you really don't like that friend and they're doing stuff that you just don't agree with, don't just sit there and just do nothing about it. Like, talk to that person about it. And if you're scared to talk about it,
then that's also
and that's
a problem.
another reason as to why you shouldn't be moving in.
Yeah.
High key. Like if you're scared to talk to your significant other about
Like that's
a
your
friend that comes around,
significant other.
nah, you're not moving in.
Yeah.
Chill, because then you're gonna have a hard time getting out. Because you're gonna be like, you're gonna want to tell them that you want to leave, and you're gonna be scared to do so.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I can agree on that.
Yeah, is that the last question?
That was the last question.
All right. So if you guys have any more questions or if there's anything that we missed, make sure you drop that in the comments. You give us a thumbs up.
DM us on Instagram too if you have any
DM us on Instagram. Our Instagram is in the description, so make sure you click on those. So like I said, if you got any questions, drop them in the comments. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. And join the family, like we always say.
Family.
All right?
Just join. B260.
Family. Join the family, right? Right.
Click it. I'm
Right.
waiting. Do it.